Hi, Rick. How you doing?
Good morning, Keith. Good to see you.
Always good to see you, Rick. This title of this podcast is what I see out there is a reflection of what's left inside of me. You want to kick us off?
Well, I think that is pretty much true whether you're in the dumps, right? Or if you're on top of the world. How you see the world really comes through your own personal prism, your own personal way of looking at reality. And if you're looking for things to be bad or things to be confusing or things to be upset about, there's plenty of opportunities. Just get in your car and drive down the street, and then there's someone who's taking too long at the stop sign. So if you're looking for things to be messed up about, it's always going to be there. So the key is, I think, for me in my practice, is to be the way I want to be, the way that I see that I need to be for myself, for my own inner peace, and then try to find as many examples of that that support it. And then you can find those as well. There's so much beauty in the world just by walking around and slowing down and looking at it. You won't have you'll be amazed. You won't have any problem finding beautiful things in the world to see. And I'll tell you one exercise I did when I was struggling with this, like always feeling like the exterior world was nothing but, difficulty and obstacles. I spent an hour just trying to walk through a mall and find people who were expressing love for one another. It doesn't have to be like, passionate kissing in the Champs-Elysees, in the shade of the Eiffel Tower. I'm not talking about romantic love necessarily, although that's included. I was thinking more like a mom who would be tending a child and wiping his mouth when he's eating an ice cream cone, or a man who was helping his girlfriend or his mother with a bag, or someone exchanging a nice pleasantry with someone else. And if I just focused, what do I see in this mall that is really an example of love? I'll tell you what happened to me. I felt uplifted in
Mm.
my heart. Uplifted. I felt like I had that kind of love to share with others. I Up until that time, and for the rest of the 23 hours that I didn't do that, I went back to my way, which was, what an idiot. The light has changed. Go, go. What's wrong with you? Come on. I went back into that mode. And what did I feel? Exactly the opposite. I felt sludgy. I felt weighed down. I felt as if I was in the gutter with somebody. I wanted to fight. I felt aggression, that kind of thing. So the topic is really important because I think it determines how you look at your life. It determines what you're going to end up acting out. If you act out love, that's one consequence of seeing beauty. If you act out aggression, that's another consequence of seeing things the way you see them. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. I'd like to also add that, it really has been a reflection of what's inside of me. When I'm being, like you said, loving inside and I've nurtured and cultivated that, then I see all examples of love out there, like all examples. I see like people coming together. I see true like partnership. And when I haven't done that, I've also seen the exact, I mean, that's because when I've seen the opposite out there, is because that's still left inside of me. And that's something that I'm working on. One of the things that I also have noticed regarding this title, what I see out there is a reflection of what's left inside of me, is that the reminder to not comment about everything or have an opinion. And let me tell you what I mean. Um, at the company that I work at, there was a senior leader who applied for the top position within the company. And she didn't get it. Someone else got it. And so rather than work under this other person, she moved to another job. And I don't know what the reason is, but my mind sure had an opinion about why she did it, which was, hey, you can't handle it, so you move somewhere else and you still got the problem inside of you. Why not work in this situation? Like, I don't know what her reason for moving was. She may have been recruited to move over. I have no idea, but I made it up anyway. And so what was interesting is that when a new leader came to my workspace, guess what I started entertaining? a move. And here I am judging somebody else for doing it. And but I fortunately, thanks to you and some of my other friends on this path, they helped me see the contradiction, the hypocrisy. I mean, they didn't know that it was a contradiction or hypocrisy, but they held space for me so that I can continue to do my practice. And I came through to the practice that I was doing the exact same thing. And so, like, I don't need to know their reason. Whatever their reason is, it's their reason. That's none of my business. What would be my reason for moving? My reason for moving is that I couldn't handle change. I got attached to the way that things were, but life is full of change. And so I made a choice that if I make a move somewhere, it won't be for that reason. It won't be because I can't handle the leader, because otherwise I'll be taking that same thing inside with me there. And then the minute that something happens, I still that's what will be reflected out there. Like I haven't grown. And the other thing too is that I also noticed something else is that there is someone who I know who chooses to do things where they're always the best. Like they don't put themselves in situations to where they will be challenged or they will be in a situation to where others will be better than them. And what I noticed was, um, and this came to again, I keep going back to pickleball because it's such a great metaphor. What I noticed is that I don't mind playing better players, but I'm most comfortable playing with better players that I know. And so, Rick, once I noticed that, I was like, that's got to go. Like, I need to play with better players I don't know. And so, me going and playing tournaments is not about me winning or getting a medal. It's about this part of me that is afraid or fearful or whatever the case is. That's got to go. That's got to go. Like I don't want that to be a limitation for me. I want to be able to play anywhere with anybody, win or lose. People don't think I have the skill set. I go back and work on it. You know, maybe they'll want to have me as a partner later, but it can't be the reason that I can't handle it. That's why I can't do it. So in all those cases in which I had judgments or comments about other people, life has this beautiful way of putting me in the position, and because of the practice, I can't ignore it. I can't ignore that this is the same situation that I've judged and commented on others about that I'm now living. And the old me, oh, Rick, I was like, don't bother me with the facts. The mind's made up. They got a problem and they need to grow. I'm fine. But no, I can't do that. You know, the practice, thankfully, will say, no, you're going to have to grow in this area. So now what I do is I accept invitations to play with people. And I tell myself like we might get beat pretty badly here, but that thing inside of me, that thing is not leaving the court today. That's got to go. Like it's not leaving with me when I leave the court. I'm leaving that thing here that is afraid, who's limited to all those things. So I just really want what's reflected inside of me is openness, open heart to opportunities, to experiences that will help me grow, you know, love. I just want to be open to all of that. And you don't do that by avoiding situations, by continuing to only do what's comfortable.
I
Um,
love that, Keith. I love that. One of the things that I'm always impressed about with you as a friend, I've watched this over and over again, is to see how willing you are to confront rejection, confront loss, confront criticism. And that's part of a very important thing about being open-hearted, that if you want to avoid all of those things and feel comfortable, you close down your heart. You don't have that kind of openness that really is so enriching and allows new experiences and new people to come in and make your life just beautiful. But when you're always thinking that you have to be the best at something, I think the reason I used to do that is I felt like if I was criticized, that was less than who I was. If I was considered less than the best, then I couldn't enjoy my life. I think that's kind of an A-type
mhm,
personality thing,
I agree.
along with so many other traits that need to go if you're really interested in inner peace and calmness and acceptance and understanding of self. So I want to acknowledge you just for
Thank you, Rick.
willingness to confront rejection and loss, in order to keep your heart open for new possibilities and to make space for new enriching experience. That's great, Keith.
Oh, Rick, I really appreciate that, man. I thank you so much for that. And I've got great examples of that, within our ToBeRe community. My good friend John has come to work out with us, and he is a world-class surgeon, Rick. I mean, like world renowned for what he does in cardiac thoracic surgery. And, his practice is very strong. And to come in and work out with guys who have been doing this for decades and to be open and vulnerable is been like so inspiring to me. And he comes in the gym, I mean, and he's open to coaching and support, and also, just being around other guys that have been, like I said, been doing this other way without comparing himself. And he comes in every week and he sets a personal best, man. It's just the richest thing. And I don't know about you, but if I have to go under the knife for surgery, I want a fit cardiac thoracic surgeon working on me. So I like the fact that he's taking care of himself, but he's taking care of his inner self too, and it's just a beautiful thing. And what I found is I've surrounded myself with people like that. You and all our friends are on the same path. But thank you so much for the acknowledgement, Rick. I work at it. I work at it. So I'm humbled. Thank you. I love you, Rick.
I love you, Keith. Thank you.